Hey everybody, hope you're doing so good today and having a wonderful day. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about something called responsibility and learning how to take responsibility for your own actions. The definition of responsibility is to be reliable and trustworthy. Those are two important characteristics that everyone needs to work hard to have. So right now I'm going to read you a book called But It's Not My Fault. My name is Norman David Edwards, but everybody calls me Noodle. Sometimes things happen to me that get me in trouble, but it's not my fault. Things just aren't the way they should be. I feel like everybody's always picking on me. I always get blamed, and it's not my fault. Seems like I'm the only one that ever gets caught. Yesterday, I didn't get my math homework done, so this morning my teacher made me stay in from recess and do it. Rats! Last night, I had to go to my big brother's basketball game, and it went into overtime. And by the time I finally got home, it was too late to do my homework. So my mom made me go to bed. After recess, we all headed to the library to work on our science reports. Since my teacher wouldn't let me go to recess, I had lots of extra energy. I felt kind of twitchy. On the way down the hall, I jumped up high and tried to touch the light. On the way down, Mary Gold got in my airspace and her head hit my arm. Ouch! Teacher, Noodle hit me. But it's not my fault. You didn't let me go out to recess and my legs just needed to jump. It wasn't my fault. My arm did it. And it was just a little bump. I got sent to the end of the line. Rats. Then, when I got to the library, I couldn't work on my report on the duck-billed platypus because the media specialist wouldn't let me check out the book that I needed. Noodle, you can't check out a new book until you bring your overdue book back. But I looked in my backpack this morning. As soon as I got to school, my mom didn't remind me to put it in there. So please, can you bend the rules? In PE, Ross Gray tripped me on purpose, and then he laughed at me when I fell down. So I pushed him over. Ross said, Teacher, Noodle pushed me, but it's not my fault. Ross Gray tripped me on purpose, and that made me feel really bad. And then he laughed when I fell, which made me really mad. My hands were so mad that they pushed him, even though my brain told them not to. Things just aren't the way they should be. I feel like everybody's always picking on me. I always get blamed and it's not my fault. Seems like I'm the only one that ever gets caught. Noodle, please stop talking. But it's not my fault. George talked to me first. Noodle, please stop lollygagging. But it's not my fault. I was born this way. Besides, the pencil sharpener needed to be emptied. Noodle, you just interrupted again. But it's not my fault. My mouth is addicted to talking. Noodle, we don't stick our tongue out at other kids. But it's not my fault. TJ did it to me first, and then he stared at me, so I had to do it back to him. Besides, it doesn't say we can't do that in the school handbook. Just as my teacher was about to say, Noodle, for the 50,000th time, the bell rang. Whew! Noodle, My teacher said, "Please stay after so we can have a talk." Rats. Noodle, today you had a really rough day, but it's not my fault. Noodle, there are no buts in my sentence. Today you had a really rough day, and tomorrow is a brand new day. I can't wait to see what you can do with your tomorrow. Have a safe walk home. When I walked into my house, my mom gave me the unibrow. I could tell just by the way she looked at me that I was in trouble. Noodle, your teacher emailed me and told me that today at school you had a really rough day. I didn't get my homework done because the game went late and you made me go to bed. My teacher wouldn't let me go to recess and my legs needed to jump. Mary Gold got in my airspace and her head hit my arm. I couldn't do my report on the duck-billed platypus because the media specialist wouldn't let me check out the book I needed because you forgot to remind me to put my overdue book in my backpack this morning. Then Ross Gray tripped me and laughed when I fell down, and that made my hands mad. George talked to me first. The pencil sharpener needed to be emptied. My mouth is addicted to talking, and it doesn't say in the school handbook that I can't stick my tongue out at people. Besides, I had to. TJ was staring at me, and he did it to me first. Things just aren't the way they should be. I feel like everyone's always picking on me. I always get blamed and it's not my fault. Seems like I'm the only one that ever gets caught. Poor me. Noodle, I'm not talking about whose fault it is, Mom said. I'm talking about whose responsibility it is. Huh? You are responsible for the things that you do, for your choices at home and your choices at school. Blaming others is a reason, but it's not an excuse. If you keep playing this game, you will surely lose. You are in charge of letting me know when you have homework. You are in charge of returning your library books. And you are in charge of your legs, your arms, your hands, your voice, and your tongue. Today, you made a few mistakes and it caused your day to be rough. But don't blame others for your choices because that will make your life tough. Instead, focus on what needs to be done. Whenever you make a mistake, own up to it and become more responsible for the choices that you've made. Noodle, everybody makes mistakes, and mistakes can be a good thing because every time you make one, it gives you a chance to learn something, Mom said. If you blame other people for your mistakes, you give away your chances to learn. Don't make an excuse when you do something wrong. Just own it and say, "Yep, I did that. Now what can I do to improve my situation?" Noodle, I love you with all of my heart, and I wish I could solve all of your problems for you, but I can't. My job is to teach you to become your own problem solver. The next time you make a mistake on the inside, think, "Yep, that was me." It's going to be hard, but like everyone says, the good stuff in life is not free. If you're brave enough to own your mistakes, imagine how great you'll become. You'll learn a lot, you'll make better choices, and your life will be so much more fun. Don't be a blamer. You're better than that. Use your mistakes to help you grow. Get rid of the phrase, "but it's not my fault," and show the world how much you know. Maybe my mom was right. Maybe I was blaming others for my mistakes. Yep, I guess I did make a few wrong choices today. As soon as I got to school the next day, I went to the library, turned in my overdue book, and checked out the book that I needed for my report on the duck-billed platypus. When I walked into my classroom, my teacher put her arm around me and whispered, "Noodle, yesterday you had a really rough day, but today is a brand new day. I can't wait to see what you can do with your today." Then she said, "Class, it's time for me to collect the rough drafts of your science papers." When she got to my desk, I said, "I don't have mine done, but it's going to be done by tomorrow morning. I just checked out the book that I needed." Way to go, Noodle! You did it! You took responsibility for your actions. I'm so proud of how brave you are. As a reward, I'm going to give you an extra day to get your rough draft done. When you hand it in tomorrow, it will not be counted late. But my brother has another basketball game tonight, and I guess I won't be going. Rats. So as you can see, Noodle had to learn to take responsibility for his own actions, and it was hard. At first, he blamed everybody for everything that he did. It was always somebody else's fault. Know that the only person you can control is you, and the choices that you make are yours. Nobody can make you do things. You have to choose to do them. So don't blame other people. And when you do make mistakes, it's okay. But it's important to learn from them and to admit that you made a mistake. So now I want to go over responsibility and break down the letter and talk about what each letter of the word responsibility means. So R, requirements. Meet the requirements that you are given. So like homework, when your teachers assign homework and projects, make sure that you get it done when it's due. Don't be like Noodle and not turn it in and make excuses. Make sure that you meet the deadlines and that you get things done when they're supposed to be done. E, expectations. Always set high expectations and goals. Make sure that you set the bar high so that you can rise to the expectations. Don't set it low. Let's shoot for above and beyond. S, supervision. Do what is right. This one's very important. Do what is right, even if no one is looking. Just because a teacher or a parent's not right there with you, make sure that you always do the right thing. That's being responsible. P, parents and teachers, make sure that you respect them and do what they ask you to do. I can promise you that your parents and teachers have your best interest in mind. They don't want, they want to see you succeed and they want to see you have a good day. They don't want, they're not trying to hurt you or to make you mad or to be unfair when they tell you things. So make sure that you respect them and do what they're asking you to do. Others. Realize that your responsibilities affect others, the things that you have to do. Say you're in a group and you're working on a group project and you're assigned to do a certain part of it. Make sure that you get your part done. If you don't do it, then it's going to affect other people in your group and it could affect all of your grades. So just understand that how your responsibilities, my glasses look crooked. Make sure you understand how your responsibilities can affect others. This is a good one too. Never choose friends who want you to be irresponsible. Never choose friends who make bad choices and expect you to make those bad choices too. Everybody makes bad choices, but try not to be friends with those people that expect that want you to be irresponsible and want you to make bad choices. Self-disciplined. Become self-disciplined to make responsibility a daily habit. It takes practice. It takes work to be self-disciplined and to be responsible. Independence. Increase your independence. You will increase your independence as you become more responsible. So when you're at home and you see that the trash can's full, what's something that you could do to show your parents that you're becoming more responsible? Take the trash out. If you're in class and your teacher needs help with something and you notice it, don't wait for her to ask. Be independent and get it done. Just go do it. Bullying, and this is a big one because October is Bully Prevention Month, and you're going to be hearing more about that from Miss Tyson and I this month. But bullying is never responsible, ever, ever, ever. And bullying, we've talked about that before. I think Coach Pattison taught y'all, or maybe we talked to the teachers about it. But just because someone's mean to you on one day doesn't mean that they're bullying you. If it happens, if it continues to happen day after day after day on multiple occasions, then it becomes a pattern, and that's when it's bullying. So we make sure that if you feel like someone's bullying you, talk to your teacher about it. Come see me and we can talk about it. But just because someone's mean to you one time doesn't mean it's bullying. But if it continues to happen, then we want that to stop. Absolutely, we do. Involved. Become involved in your class and your community. What are some things you could do to become involved in your class? If your teacher needs a helper, if she asks for volunteers, that's ways that you can involve yourself. In the community, you can pick up trash, you can go to the nursing home, you can start doing some community service to become involved in your community. Liability. Accept liability for your actions. Liability is another word for responsibility. Initiative. Initiate creative solutions for problems. This is very important because there's always more than one solution to any problem. So sometimes you have to sit there and think, is this the best solution, or can I do something else? So say that Johnny pushes you at recess. So number one, you could push him back. I don't think that would be a very good solution. Two, you could walk away and go tell a teacher. So that's another solution instead of automatically just pushing back. Okay? T, trustworthy. Treat the property of others as you would your own. So if someone lets you borrow something, a book, a pencil, a pen, anything, make sure that you treat it how you want your stuff treated. Y, the last letter of responsibility. Y. You. Y stands for you. Your integrity defines who you are. So, that's my lesson on taking responsibility. I hope everyone has a great day. Make sure that you are continuing to be safe, responsible, and respectful, and that you're getting those tickets for PBIS. Cannot believe that the first 9 weeks of this school year is already over. So we only have 3 more 9 weeks left of this school year. So make sure that you're working really hard. If your grades weren't where you wanted them to be, let's keep working hard. Let's keep working hard. Let's Make sure that we're putting forth all the effort. Make sure that we're taking responsibility and doing our homework and doing what the teachers ask us to do. Just because you don't have homework one night doesn't mean that you can't study. You can always study your spelling words and your math facts, and you can always, there's always things you can do. So a responsible student would do that, would study. So I want everybody to keep working hard. Next week we have Red Ribbon Week, and we've got some exciting things planned for you guys. We're going to have dress-up days. It's going to be so much fun. So I hope you all have a wonderful day.